What's what?
Not as nice as where we're going.
Not as white as where we're going.
It's all so peaceful on the other side. It's all so peaceful.
There's something bad in this house. I don't like it. Do you?
How did this show come to be? Honestly, I started writing it about 3 summers ago, during a summer where I felt like I would never stop waking up to cell phone footage of Black folks, men, women, children, families, being terrorized, frankly, in some fashion. Watched, surveilled, followed, could be a UPS driver just doing his job, and why are you here? I'm calling the police. Black family having a cookout, why are you here? I'm calling the police. And I wanted to explore terror, and I wanted to give an audience member the feeling of what it feels like to be on the receiving end of that gaze 24/7. That was one half of it. The other half is I wanted to explore the American dream. Who has gotten the keys to it? Who has not gotten the keys to it, and why? And there's no more American dream than the dream of homeownership, right? A land of one's own, a home of one's own. It's a part of the American dream. But that dream has been anything but for those of us who look like me. It's been a nightmare.
I don't want to be like them anymore. I don't want to be ugly anymore. I want to be beautiful, Doris. Perfect. Like you.
When I was younger, I never really saw anyone who looked like me on screen. So I felt like, okay, my life would be better. I would be more acceptable if I were lighter, if I were white, if I had, blonde hair, if I looked differently than the way I look. And I remember praying one day and asking God if I could wake up and look and be lighter and have longer hair, because I felt like that was better than the way I actually looked. And so when I see Melody and Shahadi and I see them and they look like me and they're actually looking up to me, it's important for me to always show up and always be confident in who I am, because I realize that me being confident in myself gives them permission to be confident.
I've always loved 1960s and 1970s domestic horror, domestic thriller, psychological and supernatural horror, Rosemary's Baby, Carrie, The Shining, that's 1980. Straw Dogs, Deliverance, like movies that just push the audience to the limit. And what was really emotional for me about this experience was all of those movies I just mentioned, folks who look like me, never populate the center of the frame. We're the driver, we're the nanny, we're the housekeeper, we're the maid, we're always at the margins of those frames. And so it was incredibly cathartic for me. In a frame, classic frame, here was Deborah Ayorinde and Ashley, just the center of the frame, Black and beautiful and dazzling. The young kid who used to watch these movies never knew that he was actually being erased because he never saw himself. He never saw people who looked like him. So how cathartic, like this many years later, to create a story and have this Black family at the heart of the kinds of domestic thrillers I've loved since I was a kid.
Lord, Mr. Henry, these monkey shines like to have me bust the scene.
To talk about tap dance, man, first of all, I just want to salute to Jeremiah Burkett, who's done an amazing job as tap dance man. He really took that character off the page, which was an amazing character, but really breathed like some life into it and took it somewhere that no one expected. Me just acting opposite him, like it brought the best out in me. Do you know what I mean? He was so good.
We just loved us a picture show, don't we, Mr. Henry?
When Henry's in the diner with the tap dance man and laughing, and then you pull back and no one's there and he's by himself in the diner, he's losing his mind with the happenings of what's going on. So it was a tough concept to play opposite against as well. You know what I mean? Like seeing yourself like that. This abomination of a Black man with these big white teeth and big eyes. And that is how I guess Henry felt that the world was viewing him, even though he was a man with pride.
But we're not going to school?
Were you playing the radio, Daddy?
No. Of course we're going to school. It's Gracie Jean's birthday. Ready? Some folks are what?
Fools.
That's right. So we're leaving, and we're not paying fools or foolishness any mind, right?
I think it's time that we actually have a real conversation about what these things have been. As a person who loves America, I have to be able to hold two conflicting ideas in my head at once, right? So there's the idea of America, which we all love. The idea of a place where true democracy, where we can all come together, no matter of race and creed, and build another way. There is nothing more beautiful and noble than that. At the same time, I have to be able to hold the truth of America. And the fact of the matter is, it has not been that.